Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dr. Silva. Thank you for joining me. I just have a few words that I want to say. This video is a coda to a video that I released a few months ago about reliving, about the obsessive compulsive disorder, esoteric symptom, what I call esoteric symptoms because they're really not well known. I have OCD and I've experienced these symptoms, and so I'm just discussing some of the things that I've experienced. I do believe they fall under the rubric of obsessive compulsive disorder. There is a compulsive and or an obsessive quality to these behaviors, experiences, etc. And so I encourage you to check out that playlist. But I spoke recently of a phenomenon that I call reliving. And again, because these are not textbook symptoms, they don't necessarily have official names. These are names that I'm proposing. But I call it reliving because it's an experience when a person is either remembering or especially recounting to another person an experience, particularly a traumatic one, an adversarial one, usually adversarial. For me, it's anger anyway, but for other people, anxiety could just as easily be the case. And it's where in recounting or even just remembering to yourself these experiences, you relive them emotionally. And I did speak in the video about a certain degree of derealization so that it's easy for me to develop a tunnel vision and not see what's in front of me and really kind of be there in my memory. But I think maybe I overstated that. Certainly in my case, even when I'm by myself, even when I'm not talking to somebody and so I don't have them in front of me so that I can't zone out, even when I'm all by myself, like just now in the sauna, I know where I am. I can see where I am, but really in my mind's eye, and I'm sure lots of you out there, even the people that don't have OCD, have experienced this where you're lost in thought and you're not seeing what's in front of you. So it's that, but it's also reliving the memory so vividly, so intensely. The emotions are happening just as fresh as they were when you had the traumatic experience, no matter how long ago it was. It could have been 50 years ago. I got this from my mom. And my mom experienced this. I could see her experiencing it when she would recount the same story she had told many, many times before. So it really is a part of OCD. So I may have overstated that just a little bit. Is it dissociative? It has a dissociative flavor to it. And I guess it's on a spectrum like everything else in mental health and probably everything in medicine and in life. It's a spectrum. It's degrees of severity. But what I wanted to add in this coda to that re-experiencing is why I do it. Why do I let myself go there? And it's not even a conscious decision, especially when you're telling another person, whether it's in therapy or whether you've told the story 1,000 times, and whatever emotional need you have, even if you believe fully that you have truly forgiven, in retelling it, you somehow automatically relive it. You don't really decide that. It just has to do with serotonin levels. And what I also realized just now is that if your norepinephrine is high, as it would be in the sauna, right? My heart's beating, I have a sympathetic nervous system outflow, I have a lot of norepinephrine. Plus, I took my Wellbutrin a little bit late today. That balance between serotonin and norepinephrine and possibly dopamine and who knows how many other chemicals, that can certainly determine the intensity of it. So just now, it was very intense. I experienced it very intensely, and that's not a coincidence. I'm in the sauna and I'm experiencing it. But I asked myself, why do I let myself go there? And just now, as I spoke of previously in the video, even when you're by yourself and you're talking aloud, and then I have another video that I did on talking out loud, and so please check that out if you have OCD. So you're not just remembering it, but you're actually reliving it. And usually for me, it takes the form of saying all those things that I wish I would have said. And I'm actually saying it. And it's vehement. Oh my God, sometimes it's so vehement, like just now. And it has to do with the fact that I have OCD, so already a baseline, just like where I am with serotonin and the balance there. But then the heightened norepinephrine that I have, the noradrenergic surge that I'm having because I'm in the sauna, it's super hot. and I have all this sympathetic outflow to try to cool myself down. My body is straining. So I ask myself, why? Why do I let myself do it if it's so unpleasant? And it really is unpleasant. The anger, so mad, how dare they? How dare they say that to me or treat me in that way or put me in that position? It was so unjust. The indignance, for me, it always takes the form of righteous indignance. And I do have trouble modulating my anger. So I think this probably has a different flavor for everybody. But the reason that I go there, and I think on some level it is a conscious decision, especially when I'm by myself and I could redirect my mind. I know what's happening, at least once it gets started, and I could redirect my mind. But instead I decided to go there because it's cathartic. Because in saying all those things that I wish I shoulda, coulda, woulda said, because I can relive it so almost literally, I'm almost there, it is as though I'm this close to that alternate reality in which I did say those things, in which I did let that person have their comeuppance, put them in their place, did not let them get away with their cruelty, with their selfishness, with whatever it is, their narcissism. I can do that. I can go there. And so I think the reason that I do is because it allows me to relive that episode, and what comes to the rescue is anger. That's not a good energy, but it is a much stronger energy, and it is the energy that supplants the anxiety, because it is anxiety, it is fear, however that manifests, hurt feelings, however that manifests. OCD is an anxiety spectrum condition. And so it is, at the end of the day, fear. And so what's the antithesis of fear? Aggression. And I'm not saying it's a good thing, but that's what it is. And it feels good. And that's why my brain does it. And that's why subconsciously, preconsciously, I let myself go there. I want to go there. I need to say those things, whoever it is that hurt me. It's kind of a vengeance. It's retribution. And because I can relive it so vividly, because I don't have enough serotonin at certain moments, especially when norepinephrine is really high, and it's really all about the balance of neurotransmitters at the end of the day, much more important than the absolute value. Anyway, so I just wanted to add that. Highly esoteric. I hope one day there are enough viewers and enough people out there with OCD who really are searching for answers, who want to hear other people's experiences, hear more about things that aren't in the textbooks or that you can't find online, except for here on this channel, I'm proud to say. So please, if you have OCD out there, if you can identify, if you have something that's along these lines, please share it in the comments section. We would love to hear from you, and I would love to start a discussion. This is a community. Please don't be shy about engaging.